a fresh start, a new you, a sense of confidence that sparks creativity, joy, and heart-centered self-expression. Welcome everyone to the Goddess Temple. My name is Chris, and what we're here to talk about today is this new moon in Leo. And so at this time, it's calling you forward to take action, to own your embodiment, to own your power, your own internal spark, your fire, and to be fully expressed in who you are here to be. There was the Lion's Gate that just passed. And so with that energy, you're still in that collaborative force right there. Those energies are still active and present right here. So it's you setting the intention for what it is that you want, for where you want to go, for what you wish to create. The thing is, spirit and energies around you, life around you, is there to support you. It's not going to do the work for you, nor does it have all the answers, but these are supportive forces. And so taking all of that into consideration right here with this new moon in Leo, it's like a double Leo fiery leadership type of energy that's coming forward. And what you're here to lead is your life. That's what's actively present right now, is what will it take for you to begin to lead your life, for you to begin to set the tone for what you want in your life, to set the tone of how you want to experience you, of who you are, of how you express yourself, of who you have been up until now, of who you wish to be moving forward. Because the thing is, there's so many stories of your past, of what you came in with, of your life, of your family, of your birth family, your blood family. Now, everything that you came in with, they're not set in stone. Yes, these are lessons that you came in with. Yes, these were experiences that you had gone through. But these do not define you forever. Yes, they can mold and shape you, and they do inspire you, right? Causing that friction within you. So it does inspire you to create something different, something more. But listen to that. Listen to the way your life has unfolded for you. And what is it going to create for you right here, right now, today, in this lifetime? Sure, we can think about the future, a long-term future. But for you to even go into that long-term future, it's for you to also live and experience what's here right now. For you to live and experience yourself. For you to actually be present with yourself. And it's not just being present within you, it's also being present with your family, your friends, your chosen family, even your soul family, and people that you work with too. Like the amount of people that you are going to cross paths with, to work with them, to create with them, to speak with them. There is life that happens. There is life that is moving and breathing. The amount of lives that you have touched, you may not know. But allow for these possibilities that you cannot see, for that possibility itself, for that to be your inspiration to move forward, for that to be your spark, your light, your power to move forward. And throughout all of this that you're creating, all of this that you're defining, you're learning to come from a place, a pure place within yourself, a pure place that lives in your heart, a pure place that is you. And so this pure place is sparking a little something within you. And that little something being this internal power, this internal passion, this romance, this love within you to be encouraged to be your your own leader, for you to be encouraged to take a step in the spotlight, and for you to be the one telling your own story, for you to be the one leading yourself forward. There isn't only going to be people around you that you come across that are going to help you to build and reshape your life, but you're learning to discover that within your own self. What does it mean and what does it look like for you to build that strength, that power, that resilience to live your life, to be courageous enough to live and express and experience your life? What does that look like? And for some of you, you may have been working through a lot of these layers and these stories, and you may have begun to define it. Others of you may have already started defining it and tried a few things, but then you're realizing, you know what? There's more depth to it. What I touched on before was a bit more superficial. There's more depth to it. And there's others of you that you're just beginning. You're just even coming across the ideas of what is possible. And so you're leaning into that. And it becomes quite important for you to begin to lean into yourself, for you to know who you have been, what you have been working towards, how you define yourself. Because it's not enough that someone gives you the words to define who you are. You're the one who, at the end of the day, that's going to tell your own story, that's going to speak your own truth, that's going to be authentic, and that comes from a place within you. And so it becomes important and vital for you to understand who you are, for you to be curious and courageous enough to go on this path where you understand and where you define who you are. Now, why is this so important right now? Is because that's the potent energy that's available. This may not be the main focus in your current life right now, but there is a little part where you're being asked to step in and to take the spotlight, for you to voice yourself, whether it be within your family, for you to voice an opinion, for you to have an input, for you to do that within your partnership, right? Bringing up certain concerns that you have. It's not about the solution. It's not about black and white of being right and wrong, but it's to learn how to build that capacity and that ability to have those conversations. You're also being guided to step into your work life and your work environment to implement a little something more. What you are creating and who you are embodying, it comes from within. And so this place, when you touch in within your own self, how to be more powerful, how to be more outspoken, that power, that strength, that force, it comes from a place where it's a bit weak. You may not actually have all the skills, the tools, the capacity that you thought you did. It just might take a little bit more time, and or it could be that you're a bit shy, you're still a bit afraid, you're nervous, you're wondering, am I going to say the right thing? Will I have the words? Will I be powerful enough? Is this enough? Am I enough? The answer is yes. And I know that's a very vague and out there type of answer, but the answer is yes. Yes, you do have the power. Yes, you do have the strength. Yes, you do have the capacity, as well as yes, you will fumble your words. And yes, you are scared. There is a yes to all of it. And it's not about shaming and putting everything aside, but it's about encouraging yourself to discover another quality about you. Whether it's a poor quality or a positive quality. Whichever the spectrum that it's on, it's for you to be courageous enough to bring that out, to bring that up, to set that intention, and to allow yourself to speak. And now there's a little something that's coming in right now for me. And that's, there is someone in your life, it may or may not resonate with all, but there is someone in your life that you have loved deeply and that has loved you, that has showed up for you, that has stood up for you, that has protected you, that has given you this abundance of life. And all of a sudden, they're not in your life in the way that you had anticipated. They're just not there anymore. For whatever reason, they have shifted and parted ways. Now, there's a little something here for you. It might be challenging that you're experiencing that little something, to feel that, to hold that little something. But the thing is, it's for you to know that it's an invitation for you to build and have a different relationship with that person. They may not be physically there with you, but it's still a way for you to have a different relationship with them. And that relationship, it will define itself. It will show up exactly the way that you need it to. But it's just going to take some time. It's not there right now. And this is very fresh and it's new, what just happened. So leaning into that and allowing yourself to move through the emotions. Now, the thing with taking the lead in the spotlight, it's also about being able to move through the various emotions that may show up in real time. It's not about, oh, what if I fumble my words, or what if I freeze, or what if I get angry. It's not about what if. Right now, I am feeling this. How do I move through it? Because my intention is to still be focused and to move in this direction. In real time, you're redirecting your mind, you're refocusing yourself, and you're setting yourself back on track. That's what it means for you to be a leader. Is for you to recognize that, wait, something is going off. It's not in the direction that it's meant to. And for you to learn and practice how to redirect yourself without having to take too much time. That time that it takes, it's going to start shortening the more you keep practicing it. I'm not sure if that was as clear as it was, but eventually you'll understand a little bit more of what I mean by that. Right now, there is this cosmic force available, present, that is calling you forward to express yourself from a truthful place, from an honest place. And I apologize if there's some background noise and screaming that you're picking up in this audio, but I'm going to continue on. So there is this truthful expression of who you are, of your uniqueness that is wanting to come out. That's what's present right here. It's that where you are in your life, you may have been taken a bit of the backseat. You may have assumed that other people in your life are more powerful and that you're there to support them and carry them wherever they're going to go. But the thing is, it's about you being the main character in your own story. Even if it may seem like a small story, just for you to be your own character. It could be that you might want to play the role of being a loving mother, a housewife, a loving coworker that is compassionate, reliable, present, that gets all the work done effortlessly, that is fun, that is bubbly, that is outgoing. There's so many characteristics that you get to choose from, that you get to express. There's some that are more natural And then there's others that are a bit more, it takes just a little bit more time, a little bit more effort, a little bit more practice. And it's for you to come into a place where you're wanting to express this, where you're wanting to be the main character, where you want to be valued and have someone there to support you as you are building and shaping yourself, building and shaping your life. Because the thing is, you're not asking this from a selfish place. You may be asking this from a place of being so depleted, and or that you realize that you've been supporting people in their lives. And so are they not there to also return that to you? Isn't there supposed to be a reciprocal energy? The thing is, yes, there is supposed to be reciprocal energy, but you might not be getting it from the people that you think that you would be. It may be coming from another source. It's for you to understand that what you're stepping into, it's not as black and white as you'd like to think, but it's an encouragement for you to continue to pursue who you are, for you to express yourself, for you to voice yourself. And I know some of you may have been voicing yourself, but it's just that you're getting that pushback. You're getting that people that are just, they don't agree with you. And you're like, how do I move through this? And you're asking, do I even want to move through this? And this is where you begin to evaluate the type of relationships you have and why they are playing out in the way that they are. And so stepping into yourself, you're learning a little bit more about where your energy is going, where your attention is going, the way that your life has been created, the type of people that are there, and how you are supporting them and how they are supporting you. This focus being that you're learning to advocate for yourself. You're learning to express and let out your own internal power. A lot of the things that you've been suppressing, that you've been playing along, playing nice, playing pretend. You're tired of that. You're tired of the pretend. You're tired of the gentleness. And you're realizing, you know what? I can't be like this anymore because it's deeply taking away from me and I'm losing myself. Because I'm here being compassionate, kind, and stepping in. But the thing is, this person, they're not even stepping in this way at all. They're not being compassionate. But what if there is a little someone or a little something that both of you are looking at things, life, experience in a different way? That what is important for you is different and what you need is different than what the other person needs. And for you both to be in a place where you're able to have that conversation and understand and define what that is, and for you to get clear on it. But I am going to bring back this little focus of you being clear on who you are, that it's important for you to express yourself, for you to come in to a given space, to a given conversation, to whatever is wanting to be moved through, this expressiveness, that you get to fully come out as you without having to force your power, expressively force your intention, but you're there to listen, you're there to guide, you're there to be receptive, but at the same time, you're not abandoning yourself. You're not saying, oh, I'm going to listen to what they have to say, but I'm going to put myself back. I'm going to still express myself. I'm still going to voice myself. And also be receptive and listen to what the other person may need to. Maybe there is something that I'm not providing for them that they need. And so you're stepping into this little place where you get to play with that. And you're learning to play with who you are and how to reinforce the truth of who you are, to reinforce your strengths, your qualities, as well as a bit of your weaknesses, and to improve on the places that you could use some improvement on. And the key question here is, why am I holding myself back from fully being myself? Now, this question is going to unravel so many layers into who you have not been. And maybe you have to find this quality about you, this truth, this expression about you, that it wasn't good enough, that it was just a little bit weaker, a little bit lower, and or that you may have defined it as being an unpalatable quality. And you're learning to bring back that power. You're learning to reinforce yourself, to strengthen yourself in a way that you get to still be fully you. This is going to allow you to bring up the questions, truthfully reflect on what it means for you to be happy. What's gonna light you up right now? What's gonna make you feel childlike and alive and playful and creative? What are these qualities about you that you deeply enjoy, that you feel like you weren't able to let these qualities come out because that would mean that you're not being mature enough? People are going to judge and make fun of you for it. Whatever the story around it may be, let this time be the time that you begin to ask yourself these questions, that you begin to try things. It's not about getting to a destination, but it's about you getting to know who you are, and especially who you are here today. There's so much of life that has happened and that has made you behave a certain way, pick up qualities that you probably wouldn't have picked up unless you had been in those type of situations. And so let this time be not of reflecting on the type of characteristics that you put on, so like the masks and the fake parts of you that you put on, but what if there's a truth to the make-believe and the pretend parts of you? What if there is a truth to this playfulness? What would that be like? What would that feel like? Who can you be here today? Are you a playful person? Are you a more outspoken person? Are you someone that actually confronts people? The thing is, a lot of this does play in with your birth chart. A lot of this does play in with who you were born as and came into this world as. And so as life progresses, you become more and more of the truth of who you are. As a child, when you're born, you come in with a full awareness and you're filled with possibility and potential. But those are not realized possibilities and potentials. As life progresses, it gets molded and shaped into other people's perspectives. But at a certain point in your life, it becomes important for you to define your own self, for you to define your own story, for you to define the qualities of who you are. And so I'm encouraging you right here to be playful, to try new activities, to put yourself in rooms, in spaces that you may have not thought that you would need to go to, or that you may have thought that you wouldn't. But it's being curious about it, being curious about who you are, and doing activities that you enjoy. Because it could be that right now in your current life, in your current family space, environment, that there's people that just don't do the same things as you, that don't like the same things as you like. And so it's going out to meet people that have similar interests as you, because it could be that this is a quality, an aspect of you that you have been wanting to develop and to see what else is going to come from it, but you just didn't get the chance to. You never got the chance to see if this is something that you want to live through, express, create from and with on a long-term in a long-term basis. And so you'll only learn that when you're there. You'll only learn about skills and qualities that you like that only until you're there doing it. So for my life, in my current life, I've been wanting to, I've been dancing right now and going to dance class. I never thought I'd be dancing. I'm always a shy person. Growing up, I was very shy, timid, and honestly, it scared me. The first class I took, it was uncomfortable, super confrontational, and my body did not look great moving. It was not hitting majority of the moves, but I was proud of myself for doing it. I was proud of myself for signing up. And then I noticed that I continued to do it. I continued to show up. I started investing in it. The drive that I had when I stepped in to the drive that I have now is vastly different. But at the end of the day, the core being that I enjoy dancing and I do see myself continuing to dance. There's so many times where I've gone on to saying that, you know what, I don't want to do it. It makes me vulnerable. I'm out there in the open. I'm being put on the spotlight, but the actuality is that people are there to support you. And you know what? Even in my life, like I have people in the class that are there supporting me, that are encouraging me, and I'm there to also encourage them too. And it's just stepping further into who I am and this new version of me. And I say new version not from a place of it just being completely new, but it's that a new version because I've never expressed it. And to be in a place where I do get to see the little confrontational aspects and to see the judgments that I have on myself and to still continue to show up and create and try new things. It's something quite beautiful. And the thing is, I would never go back. I think for the rest of my life, in some way, I'd be incorporating movement into my life, incorporating dance into my life. And it's become a core quality that I enjoy, an activity that I enjoy, and that's purely for myself. It's not for anyone to enjoy. It's not for me to put it out there necessarily, but it's purely for my own joy and pleasure. It's not a hobby, but it's an expression of me, right? And so what is that little something that is there for you to express who you are? What is that little something that you've been wanting to do that you haven't? And for some of you, it could be that you just enjoy reading, that you enjoy getting lost in worlds, in worlds that people create in these fantasies. And you just get to be a little kid again. You just get to go back to a core playful place. And that's what this life is that you get to be playful. You get to even meet people that have a similar interest and you get to have a dialogue around it. Get creative with it. Create a whole world where both of you just purely get to express and experience your life and create magic. But it's that courage to do it. The thing is, what you may create may not last very long, but it's a step forward into your next phase of your life. But for you to even get to that next possibility, the next potential, you still have to live through what's here right now. And what's here right now are the desires, the curiosities, that little something. That's something that will yield a little bit more of expansiveness of life. not to destroy life. There's a little bit of that happens, but it's like you're seeing that even in the destruction of life, there is new life. It's a way of seeing the glass half full. The way of you seeing what is possible. The way for you to see opportunities. Life is always presenting you with opportunities, and it's for you to take them. For you to try them. For you to create with it. But it's there because you asked for those opportunities, and so it does present itself. There's these little doubts that you've been playing with of kind of old doubts though. It's not new, but it's old. Little resurfacing doubts, questions, and curiosities that I've just been playing out right now, and you thought that you're over them, but the thing is you're not. And so take that as a sign for you to listen to it, for you to listen to what you're here to create, of the qualities that you want to build and have, and the relationships that you want to put into, the way that you want certain relationships to play out. And how does this tie in with being more passionate and bringing life to the romance that is your life? The thing is, this is where you're stepping into who you are. You're learning about qualities, stories. I know I'm repeating myself, but hear me out here. You're learning about qualities of yourself. You're learning to step away from the thoughts that are going and stepping into living the experience, and for you to see what it truthfully feels like for you to have this experience, for you to notice that you've always had this experience available for you to live your most truthful, authentic life, and for you to live it, for you to be fully and truthfully who you are. You're learning that these doubts that you have, they're not there to pull you down and to keep you stuck, but that you do have the possibility, the potential, the capacity to move through it, to move beyond it, and create a life, to live a life, to experience and embody your life in a way that speaks to the qualities that you wish to embody. And you're learning that from doing this, from playing with this potential and possibility, that you have the capacity to lead your life in a way that is fulfilling, satisfying, nourishing. And that you're not only there to satisfy and nourish yourself, that eventually it becomes second nature for you to extend your hand out to others, for you to support others, for you to show up and truthfully who you are. And that it doesn't take away from you for you to serve, for you to be of service. If anything, it adds to who you are. It adds to the quality of your life. The core theme being a renewed sense of purpose and personal ownership to face challenges with a reclaimed strength and responsibility. This allows you to balance your personal desires with collective needs and pushing past fears and rejection, which then allows you to shine authentically. And so with that little bit, I wish you guys all the best. I truthfully hope that this gives you a little perspective on what to move through and to reflect on with this new moon in Leo. And so with that, I wish you guys all the best, and I will speak to you soon.